In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and barren, and darkness covered the abyss while God's Spirit hovered over the waters. God said, "Let there be light." Through the creation of the world, God made the Garden of Eden, which possessed man. And through man, God created woman, Adam and Eve. God's only rule for the Garden of Eden was to never eat the fruit from the tree.
Through the consumption of this fruit, it created the fall, which would invoke evil onto the world, the first original sin. Adam and Eve, after being banished from the Garden of Eden and being released into the world, settled down. And through the gift of God, were able to have two kids, Cain and Abel. Abel grew up to be a promising shepherd, while Cain a farmer. And when it came time to give gifts to God, Abel provided one of his biggest sheep, while Cain a mere scrap of grass. Abel's gift was deemed to be more precious to God, and this infuriated Cain to the point of no return. Cain, after beating his brother to death, showed how sin had a hold over the world. After the incidents of Cain and Abel, we look to Moses of Egypt. Moses was raised to be an Egyptian, though he truly had Israelite blood. Moses, after gaining this knowledge, left Egypt to pursue his way of God. On this journey, God showed himself to Moses in the form of a burning bush. This bush spoke to him, telling him to free the Israelites of Egypt and to set new order to the world. Moses, in the process of freeing the Israelite slaves, split the Red Sea to escape to the Promised Land. After reaching the Promised Land, God once again showed himself to Moses. And this time he presented him with the 10 Commandments. These commandments were laws stated by God that people should follow in the path to holiness.
Once the Israelites had successfully taken claim over the Promised Land, they slowed down life for a little bit, set up camp, created families, built an empire worthy of God's people. But as time progressed, the Israelites had began to turn their back on God. So he decided to send down a series of judges that would protect God's people and lead them to the right path. Of these judges was Samson. He was born with the gift of inhuman strength and was sent by God to fight the Philistines in their pursuit to control the Promised Land. The Philistines grew to fear Samson for his strength and ability to kill people. After these attacks of the Philistines, though it was not God's wish, the Israelites called for a king to be anointed. He would govern them and keep order among them. David was the second king of Israel after Saul. David was a great king, loved by all, but ended up disobeying one of the 10 Commandments by sleeping with his best friend's wife. One of the defining moments of David's life was when he killed Goliath. David, though extremely undersized, took Goliath out with a simple rock sling. Then came the prophets who were sent to speak God's words on his behalf. Of these prophets was Zechariah, who warned people to not repeat the sin. Through the teachings of the kings, prophets, and judges came the new covenant, a new relationship between humans and God, which would build the foundation for the world to come.